something that every person who's on a journey of self-improvement, self-discovery, self-mastery, or just getting closer to God is going to experience. And this thing has the power to destroy dreams, to kill destinies. This thing has the power to completely alter the way that your life was meant to happen. And it's important for us to know what this tool of the enemy is. And it's also important for us to know what to do about it and how to mitigate the effects of this tool. So stay tuned if that's something that you're interested in finding out about. My name is John. Welcome back to the Mount Zion Collective. As usual, we've been going for 8 days straight now of consistently posting on YouTube just to see what happens. So if you're here, I'm glad that you joined me, and I hope that you enjoy the content. If you've been here before, it was good. You know how we do it here already. And so I want you to embark on this journey with me as we discuss this issue that faces every single one of us. So you probably want me to go ahead and get to the point of what it is that I'm trying to say. And I will, but I want to paint a scenario for all of us to imagine. Let's say that you believe that you're going to become an NBA player. Let's just use that as an example. And this is a belief that you've held, and you are convinced in your mind that there's nothing that can stop you from achieving this goal. And then one day somebody comes up to you, let's say you're in middle school at this point. Somebody comes up to you and says, yeah, why are you playing this? And you say, well, I want to go to the NBA. And then they ask you, do you really think that that's something that you can do? Or they tell you, the NBA, do you know how hard it is to get to the NBA? Or they tell you, bro, just stop trying to, why would you even try to go to the NBA? Or focus on something else that's more realistic. This scenario that I just described, even though it seems fantastical, like it's not something that has happened to you, and if it has happened to you, I'm sorry that happened to you, but it's something that applies to every single one of us in our life. And this scenario and this issue, this tool, this limiting thing is discouragement. When you're discouraged about something. So dictionaries like to define discouragement as, a loss of confidence or a loss of hope. And I think that that's an apt way of defining it just in the regular terms. But on a deeper level, discouragement comes from not recognizing where our motivation, where our belief, where our faith stands. So for a normal person, discouragement might be a lack of self-belief or self-confidence. But for somebody who believes in Jesus, then discouragement is a tool that the enemy uses to redirect our focus from the one who actually has us covered. All right, discouragement is the enemy trying to cause you to shift your focus from the one who has given you that destiny, that dream, has given you those skills, the tools to go and make a life for yourself. That's the tool that he uses to make you focus less on that and focus more on the obstacles that are presented before you. Okay, now discouragement takes many different forms. So on some level, I think the one that a lot of us can relate to is discouragement in the mind, right? Where you have these dreams and these aspirations and these goals that you want to achieve, but there's a voice in your head that tells you that you can never achieve those dreams and those aspirations that you have. There's a voice that tells you that there's no point in trying. You wake up in the morning and you're trying to go to the gym to go and make a healthier body for yourself. And it's why are you even going? It's not going to change anything, right? You're starting a business, or you're in a business, or you're at work, and this my voice keeps telling you, just stop trying. There's no point in trying. You're not going to be successful. And for a lot of people, after hearing that voice for so long, we actually internalize that voice becomes our voice. Our voice starts to tell us that as well. Like, I'm not good enough. You start saying, I'm not good enough. I'm never going to make it. It's never going to happen. How could it happen for me? So that's discouragement from the mind, right? But discouragement can also come in the form of circumstances. You try something. You're like, yeah, this is going to be my big break, and it doesn't work out. That could be discouragement, right? Like, or health discouragement, or just your circumstances in life. All of these things can discourage you, and they can make you feel, it's literally discourage, right? So that boldness, right? That freedom that you have to feel like you've been given a God bestowed gift, and you're called by his name. That courage that comes with that is taken away from you because of the voice in your mind or the circumstances in life, right? The things that you once thought that you could achieve, you no longer feel like you can achieve those things. And it may be like, for example, with this channel, sometimes I'll post and I'll see one viewer and I'm like, what is the point of continuing on this journey, right? But here I am again on day 8, even though I don't know where it's going to go. I don't know all of these things, but yet I keep on being reminded to just continue, keep on going. And so sometimes discouragement actually forces us to draw away from our goals and our aspirations. Discouragement actually makes us say, even though I felt like I could accomplish this, I no longer feel that way. I don't have that courage. I don't have that confidence. I don't have that faith anymore. And it's so easy to slip into that, right? And so how do we slip into these types of behaviors? Okay, so why do we become discouraged? Let me give an example. If you buy a Lamborghini, you can't expect to put regular economy gas into your Lamborghini, right? Lamborghini requires premium gas, right? Much in the same way, as human beings, we are literally God's handiwork, his creation, right? And he says that we were created in his image, which is perfect and good, right? What we fuel ourselves with has to match the quality of who we've been created to be. So what you feed into your spirit, what you're inundated with, the places that you go, the people that you're starting, all of those things affect who you are and your level of confidence and belief and faith in the calling that you have on your life, right? So discouragement comes from our interaction with the world oftentimes. All right. So what exactly is it if we know that we may be fueling ourselves with the wrong thing, scrolling for hours on TikTok, watching political debates that literally are so pointless and add no value, right? Binge watching Netflix shows, right? Doing all of these things that we know are of no value, and sometimes surrounding ourselves with people that belittle us and tell us that we're not good enough, right? If we know that those things are bad, what are we supposed to fuel ourselves with? Well, here are some spheres, right? What you watch, what you read, what you listen to, what you surround yourself with, how you talk to yourself, and what you visualize. These are the 6 spheres of our life that we have to have in check and in order if we're supposed to lead successful lives and not become discouraged. So, what you watch, right? If you're watching things that are not motivational for you, if you're watching content that discourages you or that tells you how hard things are or how you can never make it in this thing, or watching certain people do things that you want to do discourages you, makes you feel smaller, then you need to stop watching those things and you need to start watching things that build you up, things that encourage you. You need to start watching things that give you hope, things that tell you about dreaming and possibility, right? Like those are things that you need to start watching. You need to change what you read. If you're on Twitter all day and you're reading all this negativity, that's going to discourage you. If you're in comment sections arguing back and forth with some random, that's going to discourage you. All of these things are discouraging, right? Reading the news sometimes can be discouraging when you hear all the bad and evil that's happening in the world. So what should we read instead? I would say start reading the Bible. Read more of what God has to say about us, who Jesus has called us to be, what type of life that he's allowed us to enter into, right? Those things that speak life into you. Read books that give you wisdom. Read books that build up your mental capacity, your understanding of the world, the way that you view the world, and broadens your horizons. Read things that are beneficial and encourage you to be the person that you want to be in life. Stop listening to garbage, right? Like stop listening to music or podcasts or all of these things that are all doom and gloom or add no value to who you want to be. You need to start filtering your life through the lens of the person that you feel like God has called you to be. You need to become that person, and these are the 6 ways of becoming that person. So change what you listen to. Listen to things that build you up. Listen to things that give you ideas, that are positive, that give you hope, that encourage you to chase your dreams. Watch who you surround yourself with. Let me tell you, there are people, and I hate to say this, there are people who are sinking ships, and if you tag along for that ride, you go down too, right? I'm sure there are people that went to the Titanic and they had no intention of drowning, and yet they all sank because maybe a friend invited them to let's go to the Titanic. Who you surround yourself with determines who you are. Show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are. If you are surrounded by people who constantly tear you down, if you are surrounded by people who tell you that you're not good enough, if you are surrounded by people who only see your flaws, your mistakes, your shortcomings, or your incapabilities, then you're around the wrong people. You should surround yourself with people who are better than you, people who want to see you grow, people who want to see you become better. They'll be honest with you, but they'll share in your wins, and they'll also tell you and correct you and build you up in your losses. Those are types of people that we surround ourselves with. Surround yourself with people who are like-minded, people who want to do things like you, people who have big dreams, big goals, big aspirations like you do, people who want to get closer to Jesus. Building the community around you that fits the bill of the person that God is calling you to be is a key to avoiding discouragement. Watch how you talk to yourself. You know, positive and negative self-talk, those things are real, right? I know like a lot of people like to hate on psychology and call it a field that's not important, but the way that you talk to yourself is so impactful on how you view yourself and how others in the world views you. Now listen, if I were not a Christian, I would say, oh yeah, just look in the mirror and give yourself affirmations. I'm amazing. I'm awesome. I'm great. I'm beautiful. I'm this, that, and the third. But as a Christian, that's just not. Positive self-talk to me is saying, I'm loved by God. God knows my name. God called me. God has given me the spirit of boldness. God has given me these blessings and these skills. God, it's not me, it's him. He has given me these things. And so I have My faith is sure not. It's not even about me. Forget about me. It's about him, right? And so like talking to yourself in the voice of God with the knowledge that you have of how God views you is a powerful way of avoiding discouragement. And then visualization. Many pro athletes like Steph Curry, LeBron James, all of these people that we see as like goats, and they're in these conversations, they visualize their success. They visualize it. Who is the person that you want to become? You have to sit down and you have to see that in your mind. You have to, what does that person look like? What does their day look like? When they wake up, what do they do? Right? Before they go to sleep, what do they do? How did they walk? How did they talk? How did they carry themselves? What types of activities are they engaged in? What types of communities are they in? What types of things are they doing? Visualize yourself in that life that you want to be. Right? You're putting the wrong gas into your tank and you're expecting your car to perform like a supercar, but you're only giving it, I don't want to hate on any cars, but I only drive a Honda. Okay, right now I drive a Honda, but you're only giving it like Honda, you're giving it Honda gas when it needs to be taking Lamborghini gas. You have to change the type of things that you are putting into yourself and surrounding yourself with and visualizing within yourself. And that will encourage you to continue on this path of self-discovery, growth, and your journey with Jesus Christ. All right, so if you stay to the end, I appreciate you because you're a real one. And I know that hopefully this encouraged every single person who watched it. Once again, to my 7 subscribers, I know I keep saying it, but I genuinely appreciate every single one of you guys. You are my encouragement, and so I appreciate you for sure. If this video added any value to you, like, subscribe, comment. If you agree with me, you disagree, you have any insights, if you've actually personally experienced discouragement and how you got through it, share that with me. Again, thank y'all for joining me for day 8, and I'll see you guys next time.